Welcome back to Foxy TV. In this episode, we're going to take you through a typical, if there is such a thing, day in the life of a home stager. Now, before we get into things, I just want to apologise up front for any disgusting mustaches you see in this video. It is November while we're recording this, so if you're watching this in the future and you're thinking, what are all the guys at Foxy Home Staging wearing on their face? It is our attempt to raise some money for men's health. If you are watching in November, there's still plenty of time to donate. I'll leave a link in the description below. If you're watching on Instagram, you can also donate via the link in our Instagram profile. So this episode will primarily be following Phoebe around and sort of focusing in on her day-to-day running of the business. We'll also be showing you what happens from the truck, the guy's point of view, as that's obviously important to how the whole day unfolds. So I'll be jumping in the truck with Jake and Cam, and Eva will have the camera out following Phoebe around. But we're going to start the day at Jake and Phoebe's house.
Good morning, everybody. All right, so this week on Foxy TV, we are doing a day in the life of. So my day, I want to give everyone appreciation. So like many other stylists I know who have family and everything like that, day starts at home. So I've got 3 little ones, getting everything ready for school. My clock is out of battery, so it is not 3:15. It is currently 7:30. Doing school run, one of many things I have to do that's been out of battery for about a year. But, all right, so my day has started 7:30. I have already received a phone call from a client who was supposed to be installing tomorrow. She's pushed back a week. The builders have had issues over the weekend. A call from another client whose property we were packing up this afternoon. Her husband went to work with the keys for the padlock on her back fence, and we can't access her property, so we'll have to do that tomorrow. Jake also called me this morning to tell me that we're a double bed base short for our installs today. So yeah, it's been a busy morning already. We will, basically the way that it works, Jake's been up, he gets into the warehouse, he's loading the truck so that Cam and I think Cody are meeting him there this morning. I've had to call Janessa because I've also had a call from a courier company this morning telling me that our delivery is actually going to our old warehouse. So she's going to go tee it up with the new owners that we can go by this afternoon and collect. So that's the first 15 minutes of my day. But yeah, I wanted you guys to follow us around just so you can see the crazy day in the life of what we go through. All right, bye.
While Phoebe was recording that video, the truck was here being loaded. Let's now head to the warehouse.
Three installs today, 2 pretty big ones, and a third that's a 2-bedroom unit, so a decent size as well. But we will get 2 jobs on here at the moment, and then we'll go out and do those 2, and then we'll come back for the biggest one early this afternoon.
So 3 installs. The first in Forest Lakes. We'll then be meeting Janessa for the second install in Orchidflower for a big display home install, which will be the final job of the day in Collingwood Park. With the truck loaded with furniture for the first 2 installs, we headed to Forest Lakes.
Alright, so we're at the first job here in Forest Lake. Phoebe had school drop off this morning, so we're going to get a head start. We'll put everything roughly in place, and then we'll probably be done before she gets here, and then her and Eva will get her at some point and do their side of things and do a bit of a shuffle with whatever we've not quite got in the right spot.
While the guys were getting everything in place at Forest Lakes, Eva and Phoebe were here at the warehouse filling Phoebe's car full of accessories. It was then on to Forest Lakes. Although we were done, Jake, Cam and I waited around for about 5 to 10 minutes as Phoebe had something in her car that we had to give to Janessa at the next install. So once we did that, we did a quick check and reshuffle of a few pieces of of furniture before heading to the second install in Auchenflower, while Phoebe and Eva stayed up to finish the install.
So I picked up the keys from the agents yesterday from her letterbox.
Oh,
some appreciation right there. Thanks, darling. Yeah, all right. Be in contact with that. Yep, all on, and I've got the air conditioning on because it's very hot. Bye. Even got no beds left.
So install number 1 finished.
Now we're heading to a console.
So let's pause Phoebe and Eva's day there for a moment while we go back in time about 2 hours to where we left off as the truck was en route to meet Janessa at install number 2 in Auchenflower. Where are we today and what are we doing?
We're in Auchenflower, so we're doing a little 2-bed unit. Yeah, so it won't take too long.
And where are we off to now?
We're going back to the warehouse so we can load up for the third job, which is in Collingwood Park.
Ready, Jake?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Back to the warehouse to load up for the third and final install. So Jake, every day here is a little bit different, different jobs on, different considerations, but what's important to keep in mind on a regular basis?
So for us, it's all about efficiency and time management, I guess, is probably the consistent thing. So making sure that we all know what the day looks like, where the best way to do it is in terms of packing the truck. Can you get a couple of jobs on? Can you pick something up from a pack up and take it straight to an install so it doesn't have to come back here? And yeah, just trying to manage how long we are at each job and make sure that everybody, like the stylists, know where we are and when we're going to be at the next thing. So that's probably the biggest one.
And Cam, you mentioned it at the last job, what are we doing now?
So we have loading for a third install, which is actually a display home, which is a little bit different to what we normally do. So it should be a nice little change of pace. So we've got to quickly throw this on and get out to the third job of the day.
With the timeline now back in sync, let's head back to Eva and Phoebe, who stopped for some quick lunch before heading to a consultation in Brookwater.
Hey.
Hey, have you guys left?
We're about to leave.
How much space do you have on the truck?
Should we put TV and a coffee table and a dill in there? We have a little bit. Why is that?
Well, because I was worried about there being a desk and there's not, so we could use a different sofa.
Jake reckons he can make either work.
The Cassie, please.
Okay.
You're a good egg. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Change of mind?
Yeah, I do have the New York.
Nope.
Actually, the New York, because
Yep.
the other sofas, they're going to be the Black Havana because it's got the grey Marlies, so yeah, the New York.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Back. No worries. Have fun.
Beautiful home and we don't need to do anything.
Oh, it's weird. Is it a good thing?
We're just going to send her some rug recommendations.
Oh,
It's absolutely gorgeous, like,
what about the furniture?
oh,
Stunning.
perfect. Everything's
Wow.
perfect. Couldn't have done it better.
I'm going to pause things here before we get to the third install to have a quick little chat about communication. You would have noticed Phoebe receiving and making a fair few phone calls during the day. And to be honest, the footage just doesn't do it justice. Phoebe's phone is always chiming and ringing, emails, phone calls, Slack messages, which is the way we communicate as a team. And it's not just Phoebe's phone, obviously the entire team are always on call, and that's just part and parcel of working in and running a home staging business. It was now time for the third and final install of the day in Collingwood Park. going, Phoebe?
I am going back to the warehouse to do some selections for tomorrow, and I've got about 15 missed calls, so I'm going to make some calls.
To wrap up the episode, we're going to give Phoebe the final word on why she thought it important to showcase this type of episode.
What we were hoping to show from the video, from our segment this week, is, so we've just done interviews, and something that we had to discuss with everybody was, like, a lot of people get into the industry or they start their own styling business because they love putting rooms together. They say, oh, you know, I can do that, I'm really good at that, and I've got family and friends that tell me my home's beautiful, and I've helped family and friends pull their stuff together, and like, that's awesome. But what we have to make sure is that people understand that as far as how our day goes, it's 75%, well for me, 75% logistics, 10%, actually let's go, 65% logistics, 15% moving furniture, heavy furniture, and there's like I can't even remember what I'm up to, but like 5% phone calls and 10% kind of business management and client relationship management, and then a tiny little blip of design. So most of the time is setting things up and getting ready for the job, and then actually fluffing the cushions is such a tiny, like it's a little blip to our day. So that's what we're wanting to show.
Once the team got back, they started preparing for the next day, which at a minimum means writing up the schedule. Often the truck will get loaded for the next day, so we can get out of here first thing in the morning. However, that wasn't required today. And that's it for this week's episode. If you've stuck with it all the way through, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you have feedback or questions, just leave them in the comments below or get in touch via message, and we'll be happy to help you out. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we will see you back here in the next episode of Foxy TV.